Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm super excited to share with you guys the way that I actually change my color and backfill my nails, whatever you guys want to call it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into this, and I'm gonna start off with mimicking with what I used to do and what was my mistake was focusing in this area alone. So usually I would come in with my Efile and file out the cuticles and clean out all that, where I was shown how to do. So it's kind of like funny because I think we all make this mistake, and this is kind of where we get those rings where we actually burn into our skin or our client's skin or their actual nails. And you want to be very careful when it comes to that. So I want you guys to actually focus is on these 2 points right here. So I'm going to circle them really quick for you guys so you guys can get a visual of what I'm talking about. Usually if you guys find yourself clipping off, lifting in these 2 areas when your client comes back or on yourself, it's because you're missing out on these side walls. So the side walls is actually part of your cuticle area as well, if you guys didn't know. And we also get a lot of dead skin and cuticle and all that stuff in there. And I'll show you guys with my actual nails how mine's look. So, and here is a visual. As you guys can see, when we miss that area right there is where we can start experiencing lifting actually in those corners. So as you guys can see, this is my thumb. I don't have any lifting on actually any of my nails, but I'll just be refilling this one for you guys so you guys can see. I'm going to go ahead and take off the clear coat so that you guys can get a better visual. But usually if I'm going to be working on myself or on a client, I'll go straight in with my bit where I'm just removing everything at that point. And the reason is because I use a base or a clear coat. I'm going to say, because I don't want to confuse you guys. When I say base, I don't mean like a gel base. I mean like I used a base of acrylic. So I started off with a clear application and then I went ahead and applied this milky white. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I'm going to go ahead in with my diamond bit and clean out my cuticle area. So notice that I'm going from one side to the other. And I kind of start at that corner is where I'm cleaning up. You guys see that I'm going in. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my E-file in reverse. And I'm going to start from the opposite end. So I'm going in with the opposite end. I have my E-file in reverse. So it is rotating in the opposite direction. And this is where you actually get a lot of that dead skin that's actually on your natural nail removed. So this helps me so much. Just try not to press into your natural nail. Just go ahead and push in that cuticle, but just be very careful. And I do use that. I use my RPMs at a very low speed, so the lowest speed as possible. And then here I'm just going to go ahead and clip off everything that lifted when I did this. And it just makes it so much easier. You guys can really see where you're applying your acrylic, and it creates that nice beautiful canvas to start off new with a fresh application. So yeah, I don't recommend you guys use the clippers or your nippers for like a client or something like that. I normally do this on myself because I'm much more comfortable, but I don't recommend you guys do this especially if you don't have if you guys don't have experience. So now I'm just going to go ahead and after I have cleaned all of that area, and I'm going to focus only on the application part. So, well, actually the nail where I already have an application. So where the acrylic is laying, this is where I'm going to remove. Try not to touch at all your cuticle area at this point because obviously we already cleaned that out. So you guys really don't have that thick skin to protect yourself when you're using an extra coarse bit. And that is why in the beginning I had told you guys I just go straight in first and remove, because we do have that cuticle, that extra skin and things like that. So if I do touch a little bit of the skin area, I won't actually cut my client. So that's why I like to do it that way. But for the sake of the video and to walk you guys through kind of what I do, that's why I did it this way. But yeah, hopefully you guys understood that. And then also what helps me keep control of me filing off this product is going from up and down. So I don't know if you guys noticed the way I was holding the drill, well actually the E-file, and then I'll just go ahead and with my sanding bit and I'll just clean off this nail. So I'll kind of like start shaping already, because you guys want to start off with removing everything, a nice clean canvas, and make sure you shape at this point. This is the most important part. You don't want to shape after you guys did your application. So, and then here I'm just cleaning out this nail because obviously I feel like when I use a extra coarse bit like I was using to remove, I kind of like have an uneven surface to work with, and that is very important, especially if you guys are going to work on an ombre and things like that. Your foundation has to be nice and blend, and there you have it. So I just went in with a little bit of alcohol and water that I usually keep on my table, and I sprayed this down, and I'll brush all of the dust off, and then here you guys can see we have a beautiful canvas to start out with. I also went ahead and shaped my nail, as you guys can see. So again, make sure you guys are shaping before you guys start laying your acrylic. And I'm going to start off with my number 10 Mia Secret brush. I'm going to dehydrate, and I'm also going to prep. So that's when I put in my primer, and then there you guys have it. Actually, I went in with dehydrator first and then my primer. So remember, dehydrator first and then your primer, and then we're going to go ahead and start our application. So again, I do start off with a clear foundation, just so that when I come back to refill my nails or to remove that color, I don't have to actually do a whole soak off or do the whole filing thing where I'm like damaging my natural nail. So that's pretty much how I do it. And then notice how I'm pointing my finger towards my napkin, and I'm actually patting and pressing this into the cuticle area while pulling down this bead. So keep it nice and thin so that you don't have a thick application. And then I'm gonna go ahead as well and start off applying my cover. So again, with the clear bead that I went in, you guys notice that I just went into the cuticle area because the bottom half of my nail already had some clear. So that's pretty much why I just went in the cuticle area with that bead. And then again, you know, just doing the three bead method when applying my color or my cover. And then the most important bead, which is that one that goes straight into or close to our cuticle area. Notice that I'm placing it and pushing it towards that cuticle area, but just make sure you guys are not flooding this area at all. And this is when consistency comes into play. So make sure that the consistency of your beads are as we practice them in my prior videos. So if you guys haven't watched that, go ahead and check that out. I'm gonna go ahead in with my brush and pat this in. And if you guys feel like the bead is drying, so it's starting to set, you guys can kind of wet your brush just a little bit. Not like too much. You don't want to put too much monomer over this, just a little bit, and then wipe your brush and then pat that into that cuticle area like you guys saw me do here. So now I'm just going to go ahead and with another bead, and I'm going to drag this upward, as you guys can see. And to do this, you guys want to use a bead that has more liquid. So just make sure you guys are paying attention to that. And the reason why I did this, because I found my nail just a little bit too thin, so I wanted to fill in. And then because it's more of a runnier bead, I'm just going to pat this into place, because if I continue to pull, I will actually remove the product that I just placed on there. So you just want to keep that product there, just mold it into place. And then I'm going ahead and I'm taking the excess liquid off of my brush, and then I'm cleaning out the sidewalls and then the tip. So here, just notice that how close my application is to my cuticle area, but it is nice and clean. So this is the important part. The most important part is the foundation that we start off with, which was the prep. That's why I want you guys to practice that more. Also, make sure that the consistency is the right consistency to work with, so you don't get anything flooded into your skin or cuticle area and things like that. As you guys can see, I'm able to actually clean and shape this nail within like a few seconds, because it's just, I created a nail where I don't have to work as hard when it comes to filing. And this is pretty much where you guys want to aim, and this is the goal, right? So you want to avoid and cut that filing time. If you can cut it more than half the time, you know, great. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I aim for every time I'm doing a set of nails. But yeah, pretty much what I'm doing here is I'm starting the filing method that I enjoy, and I shared a video about this as well. So I'm just going ahead and filing across my nail to create a guideline. As you guys can see, that line right across my nail, and you can see where the uneven parts of this nail is. So I'm just going to go ahead and from the center, I'm going to bring that down the sidewall, and we're focusing more on the surface of the nail, which is like that center and the sides. Don't worry about the cuticle area right now. Don't worry about shaping. We're just putting this nail into a nice clean shape. So we're just giving it the nice clean shape that we want to achieve, and I like it to be nice and even. So this will help you so much. I like doing this with a hand file because I feel like with an e-file it isn't the same unless you have much more experience, which I still struggle a little bit with that. I just tend to like, I'm heavy-handed, if that makes sense. So I'm heavy-handed, so when I'm filing with my e-file, I tend to dig into the nail too much. And yeah, I just like that I have more control over where I'm filing with my hand file, and it honestly is a lot faster than using the e-file. That's just how I feel, especially when it's like longer nails, because it's hard to kind of cover the full nail while you're filing with just that bit, if you guys can understand. But yeah, for now we're just going to concentrate on this smaller nail, and then I'll get into those type of videos later on. But yeah, here I'm just going in with the edge of the file, and as you guys can see, I'm kind of trying to hold my file as if it was like a pencil, and then I'm cleaning out all that area, which is, you know, our cuticle area, including the sidewalls. And I'm just going ahead in and I'm just filing this softly because we have a nice clean application already. We just want to make sure that we didn't leave anything like lifted or anything like that. So there you have it, nice and clean. We were able to clean out that cuticle area without having to use the e-file, which is amazing because I know a lot of you guys don't really own one or don't have one yet, but this is the perfect way to do it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed that tip. Try it out. Let me know if you guys like that, or go ahead and comment down below what you guys are using to file, and what do you guys enjoy the best? Is it the e-file or is it the actual hand file? And then after buffing, you guys want to go ahead in with your top coat, and this is just a trick that I like to use. I like to apply the most amount of product on this area of the nail, and then I kind of like fan out my brush and then work it into the cuticle area so that I don't get that gel polish all over my skin, because it is a lot worse to take off the gel than the actual acrylic when it gets onto your skin. So make sure you guys are also holding your nail into that angle that I explained to you guys, how it is best to apply your acrylic, which is facing like the napkin, so that it isn't flooding into your cuticle areas. Clean out your sidewalls, make sure you don't leave a mess, and go ahead and cure that. And that is it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you are new here to my channel, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.